Writers' Building became the administrative center of the state of West Bengal and the office of the chief minister of West Bengal. As Orwell might have written, the pigs turned into humans. It was inside Writers that I was once trapped in the health minister's cabin by the health minister himself. My friend Esha and I were reporting on the conditions of the state's mental asylums, places where patients were abandoned like Spartan children on a mountainside. There were abysmal institutions, lacking medicine and electroshock machines which malfunctioned fatally. My crime had been to ask the minister, a medical doctor, how much of the health budget was devoted to mental health. The minister would not say. I then repeated the question, and realizing the minister would provide no information at all, closed my notebook, apparently too noisily, to get up and go. The minister, who seemed unperturbed by the deaths of patients, was apparently insulted by my expression of impatience. He locked the door and called security. There were two of us, Esha and I, and so it had been difficult to saddle me with a false charge or take me to a police station and rough me up. Besides, we were reporters from the Statesman. He let us go. Instead, he sent a huffy letter to the editor saying I'd insulted him. Esha could verify that the insult had comprised my asking the minister a basic question to which he had no response. To the editor's credit, after making some perfunctory inquiries, I was left to do my job. Nothing came of the minister's note. Months later, when 17 children had died in 48 hours at the Vijayanagara Children's Hospital due to lack of sufficient oxygen tanks, the same minister would preside over a press conference and say that the mortality spike was absolutely normal, statistically speaking. Didn't the press understand statistics? It was amazing to think that the same communist government, when it first came to power, had actually shut off the air conditioning to the minister's offices in Writers' Building. The same government whose ministers now rode in motorcades, who threatened reporters and refused to take responsibility for the death of babies in hospitals. They had arrived from modest, monkish origins. A stone's throw from Writers is Decker's Lane, home to the famous Decker's Lane cabin. There are 4 tables inside a dim cave of a room. A long bench is placed like a hurdle in the middle of the street. There are 2 stoves on the street with kettles going. Back in the days when the undivided Communist Party offices were around the corner, Jyoti Basu, the man who would run Bengal as chief minister for the first 2 decades of communist rule, used to haunt this shop. Outside, customers sat next to each other on the long bench, enough room between them to set down their teacups and saucers and plates of toast. The tea is strong and sweet. The toast is thick, buttery, and sprinkled with sugar. It's not clear where Decker's Lane ends and its legendary cabin begins. The lane is the cabin, and the cabin makes the lane. All of Dalhousie is like that. Sidewalk is literally a movable feast. Along Fairley Place, there's hardly any place left to walk. Chowmein habe, rice habe, veg momo, chicken momo, fried rice. The hawkers